Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and in today's video we'll be playing through Cthulhu Death May Die. This is an older title from Come On Games, and is one of my favorites still. And so I wanted to get this one back to the table as it's been a little while, and I wanted to do a playthrough for you. So let me know in the comments down below if you want to see anything else around this. I did pick up the comic a little while back, which has its own set of characters that'd be kind of fun to kind of play through using some of them as well. Or if you want to see one of the later seasons or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into this. And first off, I want to go over a couple of things before getting into the game. So first off, the characters that I'm using. So I have the child, and she has codependence, which is really ironic with her. So she has to nominate one of the other characters to be her codependent throughout the game. So I think I'm going to go with Borden here as her codependent. Next, I have Borden, and she has short-term memory loss, so she's going to have to deal with that. And the final character I have is Ahmed, and he has catatonia, and so he's going to fall asleep when that triggers. Other than that, we're ready to jump into it, and I went ahead and selected Borden to be my first player. So let's go ahead and move into the game. So each one of our characters gets 3 actions. And so let's go ahead and start off by moving. So I'm going to go ahead and move into this space here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and stop there and just handle some of these cultists. So first off, I have Savage with her, which lets me deal an additional wound to a target if there are no other enemies in its space. So I have to eliminate at least one of these guys before that's going to come into play. So let's see what I can do here. All right, so I got 2 successes and a sanity. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and leave it as is, and that'll eliminate the one cultist there, as they only have 2 hit points. That was my second action. So my third action, I'm going to go ahead and attack again. And this time I didn't do quite as well. I got a lot of tentacle stuff going on there. So I'm going to spend a stress to reroll this one here. And that's a little better. So I'm going to stay with that. So that's going to give me another sanity. And I have 2 successes, which is enough to eliminate him. I only needed 1 as I was going to deal that extra damage, but I was able to get that. So we're all good there. All right, so that is the end of my action phase. So now I'm going to move into the draw phase, where I'm going to draw a Mythos card. And I have Rayla Awakens. So with this one, it is each cultist currently on a relay space moves 2 spaces towards you. Currently, we don't have any out there. And then we're going to summon a cultist on the yellow and blue spawn points. Okay. All right, that is it for that part. So then I can investigate or fight. I do not have anybody in my space, so I'm safe. So I'm going to go ahead and investigate instead. I have cages. This cage contains a one-handed monkey. It looks at you cunningly. If you have a guilty conscience, take 1 stress, and you may claim the guilty monkey. Or heal all of your stress and claim the guilty conscience. So I'm just going to go ahead and claim the monkey. I don't have a guilty conscience, so I don't suffer any ill effects from it. And I can discard this card to give one of your items to an investigator anywhere. So that could be handy, or he's also a companion that can take a wound for me. All right, then it's on to the final step of the phase, which is resolving the end of turn steps, which currently there is nothing that's going to come into play. We don't have 3 cards with the symbol on them yet. My character doesn't have any fire tokens, and that's about it for now. And there's no other effects from Cthulhu or anything yet. All right, so then moving on, we'll go with the kid next. So with her, she's going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and move 1, 2, and I think I'm going to stop there, as she does have the marksman, which lets her target enemies 1 space away. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to go ahead and target that cultist there. All right, so I got only 1 star, which I have Arcane Mastery, which is going to count that as 1 success, but I'm going to go ahead and re-roll and see if I can try to get another success out of this. All right, so that'll take care of that cultist. And as my third action, I could either try to handle the fire, or I could move in, or I could attack another cultist. Ooh, I think I'm going to go ahead and attack another cultist. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy here. And that's correct, so I'll go ahead and reroll that. And that's 2. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I'll take the 1 sanity, and that'll take care of that cultist. All right, so that is it for her. So again, we'll go ahead and do the Mythos part. Crawling Chaos. Each cultist moves 1 space towards you, so that worked out very well. And then I'm not on a relay space, so I don't have to lose the sanity. And then I have to summon cultists again, so each cultist moves 1 space towards me, so shortest path would be this way. And then we have 1 on yellow and red. Those cultists are coming out like crazy. All right, that is it for her. And as far as that phase, then it's Investigator Fight. So let's go ahead and see what she gets. Medical supplies. Has to be something useful here. You claim medicine. Discard this card to heal all wounds from 1 investigator in your space, including yourself. That's very handy. Okay. All right. Then it is on to the end of the turn again. So for end of turn, we have end of turn effects, which we don't have any. My cultist or my investigator is not on fire. Then I can check the Mythos discard pile. I don't have enough of those yet, but we're getting close. And then we're not going to be summoning the Elder. And he doesn't have any end of turn effects currently, so we are good there. All right, over to Ahmed to go. So with Ahmed here, let's go ahead and move. He does have stealth, which lets him sneak past 1 enemy. Then they will not follow. So let's see. I'll go ahead and go 1, 2, and 3 into the space with the cultist there. And then I do have to take a fire token as I move through this space with fire. And I think we'll go ahead and try to attack the lab there. So this is my second action. All right, I picked up 1. I'm going to go ahead and spend a stress to re-roll 1. See if I can get another one out of this. I got a star, which would be a success as he has the Arcane Mastery as well. I think I'm going to stay with that. So that's going to be 2 on the lab, and I'll have to take 1 sanity. My last action, I'm going to go ahead and try to hit it again. And that was extremely successful. So that will destroy that lab token. And let's see what we have here. Major explosion. Deal 2 wounds to all enemies in this and adjacent spaces. So both of these guys will go down. That worked really well in my favor. And my first lab has been destroyed. Just 3 more to go before I can start working on Cthulhu. All right, that is it for that. So now I have my Mythos card. All right, so we have Conflagration. Add 1 fire token to your space and each adjacent space. That's not good. All right. And that will be the 3rd card, so we'll have to handle that afterwards. All right, so then we have Good Boy. Who's a good boy? You may take 2 stress to claim the dog, or you do not. If you do not, then you are going to gain a guilty conscience. So I guess I'm going to take 2 stress to gain the dog. So this is Rex. Heal 1 stress at the end of each of your turns. That's pretty nice. All right, from there, that was the Investigate. So now we're on to the final part of that, which is resolving end of turn. So end of turn effects is going to be this. So I'm going to gain 1 stress back. And then I do also have Healing Prayer. At the end of your turn, you may heal 1 stress or 1 wound on an investigator in your space, and it may be yourself. So again, I'll heal another stress as I have not taken a wound yet. Then it is fire, so I do have a fire token. So let's go ahead and roll and see what happens with that. It's a star, so no effect on that one. So I got lucky there. Then we are on to checking the discard. So that is going to trigger this. So these will be shuffled back into the Mythos deck. And then we are also going to have to move Cthulhu. So he'll move up 1. And then he's also going to have effect since he moved, or advanced according to this. So it's going to have us put a Rayla token on your space, if there's already one there, which there isn't. And then we have to summon a cultist and move the star spawn one towards you. If it's not on the board, then it comes out. So that's a lot of bad stuff right there. Okay, so then that comes out and the cultist comes out. All right. That was his turn. I forgot to move my marker. So that was the end of his turn. There's nothing else to handle right now as we've handled Cthulhu and all of that stuff. So now we are back to Borden to go. All right, so with her, what's to do? I'm going to go ahead and move 1, 2, and 3. So the cultists will come in here with me, and I am going to gain 1 fire token. That was my first action. Let's go ahead and attack that cultist as my second action. And I got 2 successes and a sanity damage, so I'll go ahead and take that. That will destroy the cultist. I got 1 action left. I'm going to go ahead and attack that. Well, that was very unsuccessful. Let's go ahead and spend 1 to reroll. And let's try it again. It's just, wow. Jeez. That's 16% odds, and I've rolled that twice already. And a blank. Well, I guess she is just not meant to be busting up the lab. I think I'm going to hold off there, as I don't really want to spend any more. So then I'm going to move into the Mythos Phase. So we have monsters in the lab. For each fire vampire, and Biaki move 1 space towards you. So he's going to move, and he'll move. Summon a fire vampire on yellow, and this guy on blue. Well, we are almost full up there. We have almost every enemy out at this point. That is not good. All right. So that takes care of that. So then she's going to investigate as she is in a safe space. So we have the feral student. She only makes vague Samoan noises. You may take 2 stress to claim the student, or so I have to take a guilty conscience as I do not have enough for that. Okay, so I only have 1 stress left. Well, that was too bad. All right, and then we're on to the second part of that. So end of turn effects. I do have a fire that I have to handle. Ooh, and it's a blank. Wow, nice. All right, that is it for that. Then we have the rest of the steps. There aren't anything else to handle right now. We don't have 3 markers out or anything like that, so everything is good there. And it's on to the child. All right, so the child, we got all kinds of nastiness going on here. All right, let me try to put out some fire first. So here's the first one. Oof. Well, I will take that and put out 2 fire. All right. Let's see. From there, I'm going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3. I have to take a fire for moving through as my second action. My third action, I'm going to go ahead and do I attack the lab, or do I try to take out that other guy there? Ooh. Let's see. I think I'm going to go after the lab. Those are our primary targets. That's what we need to do. All right, so I got 2 successes. I'm going to go ahead and spend a stress to reroll this one. And 3. I will take that. That's 3 damage on the lab. All right. That's all that I can do with her. So then it's on to the Mythos. So students go mad. If you have a student companion, which I do not right now, I almost did. Discard one student and summon a cultist in your space. So I got really lucky on that one. Okay, I'll take it. So I'm more happy with the guilty conscience at this point. All right, then it's on to investigating. So let's see what we find here. A furious student. Well, we have another one here. He cannot hurt me anymore. I have a gun. You may take one wound to claim either the furious student or the pistol. Pistol sounds really good. So I think I will do that. I'll take a wound to take the pistol. And then I will have to trade with the child to give her that, as she has the marksman's skill, and she'll get a bonus for that. All right. That is the end of... Well, that was the child's turn. So she actually ends up getting that. So I'm doing the wrong character. That works out really well for her, as the pistol, when attacking, you gain a green die, and if you have the marksman skill, you gain 2 instead. So now she's going to be rolling 5 when attacking. So that's really great. All right, and then end of round effects. She does have fire, so she's going to have to take potential hits from that, and she does. I could re-roll, but I think I'm good there. I think I will just take that. The likelihood of me stopping that is not good, and then I would trigger that. Well, she's in the same space, though. Nah. All right, so we're on to Ahmed to go. So he's got all kinds of stuff going on in his space. I do have stealth, though. I could just slip away. I'm tempted. I think I will. I think I'm just going to slip away. So I'll take... Well, let's go ahead and do some fire extinguishing first. That was very successful. So fire is out. That was my first action. Second action, I will sneak away. So 1, 2, 3. And he gains a fire for that. And then I have 1 action left. I could move into there and be with the rest of them. And then I could start, yeah, I think I will. So my last action, I'll go ahead and move into there. So then I have the Mythos step. The Sleeper Awakens. If there are 2 or more relay spaces adjacent to each other at the end of the turn, advance Cthulhu on the track as if there were 3. There is not, so we are good there. So that is I've been very lucky with those cards so far. We have not had any more cards to advance him. All right, that is that part. So again, we're going to discover. So we have the professor. Have you seen my students? They escaped. I mean, walked out during an experiment. If any investigator has the spirit of Nicolas, the professor bursts into flames. Discard this and lose 1 sanity. Otherwise, you may take 2 stress to claim the professor. And he gives me 1 level in Arcane Mastery, so I think I'll take him. So I have to take 2 stress. So I'll take 2 stress, which gives me a level in Arcane Mastery. So now, instead, I may count any number of stars as successes. So that's going to be handy to have. All right. That is it for that. So now it is into the final step of the turn. So first off, end of turn effects is going to be the dog. It's going to give me 1 stress back. Then I can heal. I'll heal 1 wound on the child. And then I have fire. And it's a blank, so nothing there. That's good. Fire has been pretty kind to me so far this game. That is everything for him. And so we're back over to Borden to go. All right, so either I could attack that space, or... Well, I think I will. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to get rid of it. Might light up some more fire and stuff, but that will be important here. All right, so I got 1 success and 1 tentacle. I'm gonna spend my last stress to reroll. And I got another success, which I didn't necessarily need, but that will take care of that lab, as it only needs 4 wounds. So then it is a safe collapse, heal all your stress. Okay. That also moves up my sanity by 1 from the mark there. So with that, now I have to trigger this. If you are at full stress, you're going to discard 1 discovery card of your choice. If you are not at full stress, take 1 stress. If you are full stress, heal all of you. If you're at full stress, heal all of your stress and discard 1 discovery card of your choice. If you are not at full stress, take 1 stress. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But I am going to discard the Guilty Conscience to get rid of that, as that can have negative effects. All right. That, and then I get to gain a level. So having a free move action is really nice, but also being able to do additional wounds is good. Choices. I'm gonna take a free run action that gives me an extra action to do stuff with. Okay. Which I could use right now if I wanted to, but I don't know if I really want to go anywhere just yet. Well, that was my first action, actually, wasn't it? Was to attack. So I wish I had some range. If I had range, I'd be able to take care of those guys pretty good. That's 3 enemies in that space. That is really nasty. Got 2 actions left. I do get a free move. So I could move and take 2 of them with me. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to take a fire damage. And I'm going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3. And I will take 2 with me. And then as my second action, because that's a free action now due to my swiftness, I'm going to go ahead and attack the winged dude there. Let's see if I can take care of him. Oof. That's a lot of corruption there. I think I'm going to take it. There's 2 damage plus the, well, I don't get that yet. So I'm going to have to, let me spend 1 to try to get a 3rd one here. Let's go again. There it is. All right. So that'll finish him off. And that takes care of my second action. I have 1 action remaining. So either I can fight the cultist or I can attack the lab. I'm going to go ahead and attack the lab. See if I can start working on that. There's 2. I will take it. That's 2 damage on the lab with no bad effects. All right, so that's the end of my turn. So now we're on to Mythos. Rayla Unleashed. Each investigator on a relay space loses 1 sanity. None of us are on there. So that is that. Wow. Well, there's my first marker. All right, so I'll keep that separated. So I'll put these over here now. And that is over there because these are just discards. Okay. That is that. The cultist is in there, so he's going to attack me with 2 green. He gets 1 success. I'll take the wound. And then end of round steps. I don't have anything there. That's not going to advance. I do have take another one just to reroll once. Okay, good. No damage. All right, that is it for her. So then we're on to the kid. All right. All right, she does have the fire there. Well, I can start working on him though too. So that's what I think I'll do. I'll fire at that guy. Now with the pistol now, I get the 2 that are in there. So I don't get anything else, right? Okay. Oof, that's a terrible roll. Terrible roll. Oof. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to reroll these greens. There we go. All right, so that's going to count as 1, 2, 3, and then my first arcane is going to give me 1. So that will finish him off. That is going to increase me to my first level, which lets me level up, but also triggers my thing. So let me handle that first. So if your codependent is alive but not in your space, take 2 stress, which I can take 1. Then move either of you to the other space. Enemies do not follow. All right. So I guess I will bounce over to her space. And I think I have to take a fire damage because I did move from my space, technically. All right. And then I get to level. So I get to choose one of these to level up. This works. So that would be, that's kind of handy to have. Well, I think I'm going to do this. That'll give me a lot of firepower. That's going to give me 4 green dice when attacking enemies not in my space. All right, so that was my first action. And the pistol gives me 1 regardless. Well, pistol actually gives me 2 regardless. I just won't get the marksman because the enemy's in my space. All right. So let's see what I can do there. And that was a really poor roll, but managed to get it anyways with that. It gives me 2 successes, which will finish that cultist there. All right, then we're on to Mythos. Fire Vampire, and the nearest Fire Vampire moves 2 spaces towards you and then place 1 fire token on its space. So there's 1, 2, and then we have a fire token on its space. And then we're going to summon a Fire Vampire in the blue space. So that is a massive amount of enemies in that space. All right, that's my second marker. And then we're on to Discover. That is a clean space. So we have a locked cabinet. You can probably pry this open. You may take 3 wounds to claim the amulet of, yeah. If I take 3 wounds, oof, that's, oof, yeah, I don't like that. That would almost kill me, and then the fire could finish me off with that. Well, I could use the medicine right away then, too. If you would take wounds from fire, you may instead deal that many wounds to 1 enemy in your space. Ooh. I think I'm just going to claim the spirits. I think we might have already had some of the bad stuff that comes up from that anyway, so I don't know, because her whole way of playing her is to keep her out of spaces with enemies, so I don't think the fire is going to be super handy in that situation. All right, so that was that part of the step. So into the final part of the phase, I'm going to go ahead and handle fire tentacle, so I will take that. All right, that'll clear that out of there. And that's the end of her turn. So we're over to Ahmed to go. All right. All right, Ahmed, what are we going to do with you? All right, you do have fire there. So I can pull them down. I've got fire all over the place, though. Whew. And Ahmed, you've got that stuff. You're more healing. Well, I could sneak past, because I do have the sneak ability. 1, 2, 3. Get me down into the lab and take 2. I have to take 2 fire damage each. Or I could go after that guy. So let's go ahead and first try to put out fire. Well, you know what? I'm just going to sneak past. 1, 2. Fire has been fairly kind to me, so I'm going to hope that it continues. That was my first action. I was able to sneak past him with my stealth. So the cultist, I'm going to go ahead and attack. I got 2 successes. That's what I needed. So cultist is down. And last action, so move and attack. I'm going to try to put out the fire in that space. All right. Was very successful in doing so. It's a shame I can't put out fire on myself. That would be really nice. So then we're on to the Mythos. So the thing that should not be, if Cthulhu is on the board, each investigator loses 1 sanity. He is not. If Cthulhu is on the track, each investigator takes 2 stress. 1, 2, 1, 2. She cannot, so she has to take 2 wounds instead. Ugh. Okay. All right. That was the Mythos, so now we're into Discovery. Assistant Janitor. I got away, but he is going to kill us. We have to hide. If you have a guilty conscience, take 1 stress. You may take 2 stress to claim, which I can't, or take 1 stress to claim the bleach. You may discard this card and the ammonia card to deal 6 wounds to all figures, either in your space, including you, or an adjacent space. Would have really liked the Assistant Janitor, but I can take 1 stress to gain the bleach. All right. So that was the 3rd step. So 4th step is going to be, so at the end of my turn, the dog is going to trigger, and then I will trigger with that as well. Then the fire. So 1 and 1. So I'll take 1 and re-roll that. It's going to count as 1. I'll take that damage. I just didn't want to take a damage and have to suffer that effect. Okay. We still have not triggered that, so I've been very lucky this turn. All right, so we are back to Borden to go. And she is in there. She might as well finish off that lab. So let's go ahead and do that. Or try to, and she did very successfully. All right. Well, she can't reroll anything, so she's going to have to take that stress. That will destroy the lab. So let's go ahead and handle that real quick. This is Infernal. Place a fire token on this space and each adjacent space. So we have 2 on that one now. All right, that is going to trigger this effect. So if you're at full stress, which I am, I'm completely stressed out, I heal all my stress and I discard 1 discovery card of your choice. Well, I only have the monkey, so I have to discard him. And then I get to level, so I get to choose one of these to level. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to go ahead and do this, as that is pretty handy for that. That will let me deal 1 additional wound for a total of 2 wounds when I'm alone with an enemy. All right, so that was my first action. Second action, I'm going to go ahead and try to put out some fire. And that was really successful. I got 2 taken out. All right. It was my first action. I get a free run, which I think I'm going to go ahead and use to move 1 and take a fire from that and a fire from the next space. 2, I'll sneak past him. 3 and 4. And my final action, now I actually get a green die with this because of where I'm at. I'm going to go ahead and attack that lab. I'll go ahead and spend a stress to reroll 1 of these. And I got a blank. I think I'm going to take that. So I'm going to take 1 sanity, and I do 2 damage to that lab. All right, then it is on to the Mythos Phase. All right, so there's our third one. So each cultist currently on a relay space moves 2 spaces towards you. Oh, there's nobody on, well, he is. So he's going to move 2 towards me. So he'll move into that space there. And then we're going to summon cultists on the blue space and the yellow space. Holy smokes. All right. Then it is on to the discovery phase. I am alone, so I can do that. We have the janitor. Did Jero make it? If you have a guilty conscience, take 1 stress. You may take 2 stress to claim the janitor, or take 1 stress to claim the ammonia. Oh, man. So I do have the bleach, so I could take the ammonia, and that would give me a pretty good bomb. Would almost clear out anything. Or I can get 1 toughness, and toughness is if you have 1 free reroll when attacked or rolling for fire. Ooh, that is pretty nice as well. I think I'm going to take the ammonia though, because that was really nice. I'll have to get that to him pretty quick here. All right, so end of round stuff. First off, we have end of round things to handle. Then we have to check or do the fire first. So fire, I only take 1. Try to reroll that. Why not? Yeah, I figured as much. All right, so not too bad though. All right, then it is advancing. So he's going to advance 1 because of this, and this is all going to get shuffled back in, and then I have to handle his stuff. So we have a relay space placed in this space, and then we have a cultist that goes in there. Well, in each space, so there's be 1 in here too. And then he moves 1 space towards you. So we've got a whole bunch of guys heading this way. that's not good news for the child. Oop, I shuffled these for terribly. All right. She's going to be up next, and she's got a whole mess coming her in between there. Well, she does have the... She could step in there and just go to town. All right. So I think that is going to be what I'm going to need to do with her. All right. So this will move. I gotta get, I'm on the last lab at this point. I only got one more lab to destroy. So I'm gonna go ahead and move her up one. That's her first action. Second action, I'm going to take a shot. I'm gonna fire onto the fire vampire first. I get 7 dice now. Oof, that was very nice. There's 5 and 1. I'll take him out. And then I'm going to go ahead and fire onto the Star Child as well. Where do I rest? Because I've got... I think I'm going to need to rest. I get a little bit there. Oof. Yeah, I think I'll rest. All right, so now we're on to the Mythos. Sleeper Awakens. If there are 2 or more relay spaces adjacent, which they are not yet, then this is going to be triggered. So we don't have that. And then it's Discovery. I am alone still. Oop. All right, so we have lab books. Is filled with strange scroll. Something about sweeping the minds of humans and animals looks like nonsense. You claim the lab notes. Gain 2 to all rolls. You have at least 1 student or animal companion. Well, I don't have a student or animal companion yet. So I'll hold on to these for now, but right now they're not doing me any good. All right. That is going to be the end of that. And then end of round, she's not on fire, finally. And there's nothing else to handle at the end of the round step. So that is it for her. So we're over to Ahmed to go. All right, so he's going to go ahead and move into here. And he might as well try to attack the lab. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack the lab. Try to finish that off. It's 1 and 1. Yeah, I guess I'll take that. So that's 1. Or was I attacking the lab? No, I need 1 more. So I'm going to spend my last to reroll. Didn't help me. All right, I guess that's the way it's going to be. So 1 more damage to the lab. And then I have to activate his thing. So you're going to lay your figure down. While down, you are safe, but cannot be attacked, investigate, move, or take any actions other than rest. All right. And I pretty much have to rest because I'm out of stress. So 1, 2, 3. Now 2, because I healed 1. And that's all I can do. All right. So I moved, I attacked, and then I had to rest. So now I'm on to the Mythos. So monsters in the lab. Each fire, vampire, and banshee move 1 space towards you. All right, so we got a bunch more in there now. And then we have to summon a fire vampire. Well, it's a good thing that I killed them, so now we have more to summon. Oh boy. All right. And then end of round stuff. Or investigate, it's not going to trigger because I'm safe because I'm down, so he's not going to attack. So that is it for me. I do get a level though, so I do have to handle that. So what do I do? I think I'm going to keep working on his healing prayer. So heal 2 of any combination. At the end of the round, I get 1 for the dog, and then his healing prayer triggers. I'm going to heal 2 on her, because he's pretty decently well off there. All right, over to her to go. Well, we have the cultist in there, so she's going to get the 1 green in either way. So I might as well try to take the cultist out. All right, so I've got 2 there, and sanity, so that'll take care of that. That was my first action. Second action, might as well try to bust the lab. And we got it. Very well. All right, let's see what this one is. And it is... A major explosion. Deal 2 wounds to all enemies in this and adjacent spaces. Oh, man. If it was only a little closer. That would have been great. All right, that was my second action. Third action, I might as well go ahead and trade. Give the ammonia to this guy. Well, that'll happen at the end of the round, I think, is when he comes out. Disruption. Let me check this. It's been a little while here. Destroy all 4 of the 5 labs. Okay. It's been a little while here. Let me double check here. Okay, so that's not going to happen until the end of the turn here. All right, so that was her third action, was to trade. So she is done at this point. So now it's over to the Mythos. So we have the Rayla Awakens. Each cultist currently on a Rayla space moves 2 spaces towards you. 1, 2. Man, this is getting tight. There is a fire, okay. Whew. All right. And then we're going to summon cultists on blue and yellow. Well, I guess I know where I'm popping the ammonia. Whew. All right. That was that part. So now we're into the investigate. All right. So we have fire equipment. So I can either claim the extinguisher or the fire axe. Get 2 green when extinguishing fires, or +1 attacking if you have the brawl skill. None of my characters have the brawl skill, so I might as well just take the fire extinguisher. All right, then we're on to end of round stuff. So end of turn effects, I don't have any with her currently. Then I don't have anything with the Mythos thing. The Elder, or the Cthulhu is going to be summoned though, so I'm going to have to handle that. All right, so... Oh, okay. So I have to reveal his first card here now. This one will stay out. And so when revealed, you're going to summon Cthulhu into your space, each enemy in a Rayleigh's space moves 1 space towards you. So he is in my space. Oof. Try to cram him in there. All right. And then his end of turn effects trigger as well, because he is already out. So there is a Rayleigh space in there, so I have to put one out next to it. All right, that is it for her turn. So now we're over to the child to go. All right, well, jeez, she's got plenty of targets here. So might as well, I guess, just start working on them. So I'm going to get 2 for the pistol and 2 for the marksman, and my 3. All right, I guess let's go ahead and light them up, see what happens here first. All right, I'm going to go after... I think I'm going to try to go after the Star Child. He's got 7 hit points, or the Star Spawn, but she has the best chance of bringing him down. Except for when you roll like that. That is impressive. All 4 greens come up blank. There is a 33% chance of that happening, and it happens 4 times. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to go up 1 there. And I'll just do 3 damage to him. All right, so that was my first. I've got 2 left. I can hit him again. Which, yeah, might as well do. All right, so that's a little better. There's 3, and I get to count that as 1. I have 2 of those. So I will take that, which is going to level me up. All right. That'll finish him off. And then my thing triggers, and I also get a level out of that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Arcane Mastery. And then is alive but not in your space, take 2 stress. So that'll finish off my stress. Then move either you or the other to the other space. Either of you to the other space. Enemies do not follow. Well, I might as well all be in there together. So I'm going to take a fire there and a fire there. So she takes 2 fire. That's not great, but all right. And that was her second action. So I got 1 left. I have no stress, so that's not great. But might as well try to shoot Cthulhu. Woof, that's a lot of tentacles. All right, so we've got 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's 5 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5 onto him. All right, so that's 5 out of 12. All right. Question is, do I pop that medicine now or wait? Because he's going to fight me. He's going to be rolling 2 and 2. Yikes. Well, I have no stress, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pop it just in case, because she can deal out a lot of damage, and I sure in the heck don't want to go down at this point from that. All right, so then we have the Mythos. Well, I still had some cards up. Do I have any more of these that I screwed up on the shuffle? I do. All right, that has been fixed now, so now we're on to... Well, that's bad news. So these guys move to my space. Well, unfortunately, that is probably going to finish me off, because unless they truly screw up, I have no stress. I have 2 fire. Man. All right. Yeah, there's no way around that. All right. So let's see what happens here. So now it's into the fight phase. So they get 2 and 1. Stars count as successes for them, so that's not good either. Yeah, start with them. And that's 3 successes right away. 1, 2, 3. And the other one. There's 2 more, and that'll finish her off. Okay, well, it was worth it. Or worth a shot. All right. The game didn't end, though, at least, since Cthulhu was out at this point. So end of round effects. Well, that's once you're killed, that triggers, that ends everything else. So there's nothing else I have to do there. It's a shame that she went down, but we're back over here. I'm going to take a stress to stand up. I've got my work cut out for me here. All right, what do I want to do here? I could pop that. That would take care of both of them and almost Cthulhu. I'd take 2 wounds in the process, though, or both of us would. Well, let's see here. Well, and he's not a strong attacker either. Unfortunately, it's his turn. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start by trying to attack one of those Byakuya guys. All right, so we've got 2. I'll spend 1 to reroll. Nope. And that's 3. Wow, that was pretty fortunate there. All right, so that's 1. That was my first action. Second action, hit him again. Well, I'll try the other guy. That's 2 and a tentacle. Spend my last one to try reroll. That's 3. Medicine Man's able to take care of enemies. All right, so that was his second action. And heck, for his third, I might want to just move and hope that he doesn't follow me. Well, it's not an action to do those, so I could clean out all of that as well. That would... I don't know if I want to pop that yet. I think we're just going to move over there and hold off for now. All right, the Mythos card. All right, so we have Rayla released. Each investigator on loses 1 sanity. And I believe she's on 1 as well. She is. Okay. All right, and that is going to be the third, so that'll trigger at the end of the round. So now it's Investigate. All right, so we have Monkey Paw. All right, painted glyphs on the floor. What's going on here? If you have the monkey as a companion, take 2 wounds and discard the monkey. You may claim the Monkey Paw or discard it to heal all of your health. All right, Monkey Paw. Each Elder Sign you count as both a success and a tentacle. This cannot be traded. Oof. And I cannot trade it. I'm already counting Elder Sign, so that's not going to be very beneficial. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and discard that. Because I can't trade it either, so I couldn't even give it away. All right, so that is the Investigate. So now it's the end of turn, so I'm going to gain 1 back for that, and then I get 2 more for my healing abilities. So that helps out a fair amount. And then I'll have to handle this next. I do have a relay token in my space, so I'll go ahead and drop 1 down here. All right, this stuff is going to get shuffled back up, and that moves forward 1. So far, so good. And then I have to handle his stuff, so... All right, there's that. And I think... All right. I forgot to handle that last turn, so there should be 1 here as well. All right, and then we have to summon a cultist in each one of those spaces. So I'll place 1 there, here, and in his space. And I'm out of cultists now. So I can't do any more with that. All right, so that works out. And then end of turn, I put out 1 of those. And that is it. All right. So from there, it's going to move to her turn. So she is going to, unfortunately, not be able to do quite as much as she could. All right. So I'm going to start working on him now. All right. So I am going to get 1 green die. So I'm just going to hit him. Two, 3 successes. And I do 2 additional wounds, so that's going to put me up to, or put him up to 10. That was my first attack. Second attack, let's go ahead and hit him again. And there's 2 more, which will put it up to 12, plus the 2 additional ones anyways. So that will be enough to finish him off for this one. All right, so he gets taken off, and the next card gets revealed. So that was stage 2. All right, so stage 3, when revealed, move Cthulhu to the blue spawn gate. Each investigator on a relay space takes 1 wound and loses 1 sanity. Or 1 wound and 1 sanity, so that'll trigger her effect. And then he also is on 1 of those spaces. All right. At the end of each turn, each investigator loses 1 sanity. So we're going to slowly start ticking down from here. I got to get back up there and take care of that. All right. So that is... Oh, and then I have to trigger her effect. So if you're at full stress, which I'm not, heal all your stress and discard 1 discovery card of your choice. If you are not at full stress, take 1 stress. Okay. All right, and then I gain another level. So I might as well take this one because that'll keep her stress high, and that'll work me towards that, which would be really nice. All right, that is the end of her turn. So now we're back over to Ahmed to go. I do have stealth, so I'm going to go ahead and move. And there was a fire there, so let me roll that real quick. Okay, good. All right, so now I'm going to go 1, 2. I think I'm going to stop there. He's going to be on fire again. I'm going to go ahead and pop this to deal 6 damage to all enemies in that space. So that's going to clear those 2 guys and the 4 cultists. So that was pretty effective. And... And then, let's see. That was just my first move. Haven't done anything else yet. So let's go ahead and move again. That's my second action. Third action, I will go ahead and try to put out the fire. Oof, 2 and 1. All right, so that will put the fire out. It's going to raise my thing by 2, which gives me that. It's going to knock me over, but I can take a stress to get back up. And that gives me another level, so I have to choose. So I could do the healing one. I keep on working on an arcane mastery too. That's a tough call. There's a lot of good choices here. I think I'm going to keep working on that. All right, that is that part. So Mythos, Sleeper Awakens. If there are 2 or more, and in a turn advance Cthulhu on the track as if it were 3. That's not good. All right, so I'm going to have to handle that, as there are 2 that are connected now. Then it's on to investigate, as I am in a empty space. We have a desk shoved against the wall. What's in the drawer? You may claim the whiskey bottle. Discard this card to heal all of your stress, and discard all of your guilty conscience cards. Okay. All right. Then it is end of turn effects. So I can heal 1 from that. I get 1 additional from that, and then 1 for the dog. All right. After that, then it's on end of turn fire. So there we go. So the fire is taken care of. And then it is resolving this. So that has to be shuffled back in. And we have to handle the rest of this stuff. All right, so first off, let's go through this one first. So we'll put a token in my space. Summon a cultist on each of the spaces. So I'll put 1 down here, there. I'll put 1 in her space because she can move past that, and I'll put 1 over here. All right. And then the star spawn's going to come back out. All right, and that is that one. And then on to the second one at the end of the turn. And then, so does he have a token in there? No, he does not. So let's put a token in there. All right. If there's already a token there, put one in the nearest space. Okay. That takes care of the second stage. Third stage, at the end of the turn, each investigator loses a sanity. So each one of us moves one forward. All right. That's all of that stuff. So then it's going to be back over to Borden to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take a fire damage and leave that space. Because she has stealth. And she has swift for a free move. So that's 1, 2. Do I go in there? I almost need to. Well, she's in there with that guy anyway. So either way, I'd have to. I almost need to wait and heal up a little bit. Since I've got all these guys coming down on me here. Oh, I forgot to advance that too from before, from that thing. All right. Boy, oh boy. Choices. I don't know if I really want to run in there right now with all of that nastiness. Do I wait a turn? Or do I go in and try it anyways? Because I'm not going to get the bonuses from any of that either. Shoot. I think I'm going to hold off. All right, so that was my move action, or my free move action. I'm going to go ahead and rest. So I'm going to get 2 health back and a stress. That's my first action. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a trade action. I'm going to get the dog for her. That'll help her out. And geez, I think I'm going to hold out there. Hopefully this will be okay. Star spawn. Move the star spawn 2 spaces towards you, then each investigator in a space loses a sanity. All right, so he's going to come on in there with us. And we each lose a sanity. All right. And then he's going to attack instead. So with him, he has this. And then since I'm in a Rayla space, it's going to add 2 tentacles to the results. So it's going to be 3 and 1. So I'll take the damage. Yeah, I'll spend 1 to reroll that. See if I can get something else. That's pretty good. All right, so it's going to give me 3 sanity damage, which is going to only be 1. And I take a stress for the effect of this, and I'm going to gain a level for that. As I can't go any higher. All right, so the level I'm going to take to go all in on Savage, and hopefully that'll pay off. All right, that is it for that. The guy fought, so we're on to resolving the end of the turn. So I have to put a token into a space that he's adjacent to, so we'll put one over there. And then we also have each of the investigators going to take a sanity damage. So she's running out of time here. All right, that is going to be the end of her turn. So now we're over to Ahmed to go. All right, so Ahmed does have stealth. So I think I'm going to move past, that space is not on fire. So I'm going to move past into this space. And I'm going to go ahead and attack one of the cultists. Or do I just work on Cthulhu? Well, let's target one of the cultists first. That is a lot of that nastiness. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll one. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. So that will be 3. That's going to knock him down from the effects. That will eliminate that cultist. I gain another level. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That gives me an additional success for each star. I have to spend a stress to stand back up. And I'm going to go after Cthulhu. And I got 2, 3, spend 4. All right, so that's 1 there. And 4 damage onto him. That's my second action. I got 1 left. Might as well go again. There we go. That's some stars. That was good. And I'll go ahead and spend 1 to reroll this one. There we go. All right, so that's going to move me up 1. It's not enough to trigger that effect. Then I'm going to do 1, 2 damage there. And then each one of those stars is going to count as 2. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7 damage to him there. Wow, that was super close. Almost took him down. He's only got 1 more hit point until he goes to level 4. All right. And then I just have to live through the rest of this. All right. Well, all I got to do is take 1 more tentacle, and I'm going to be down anyway, so nobody will be able to attack me after that. All right. Then we have this step. So Rayla Unleashed. Each investigator loses 1 sanity. There we go. She's also going to lose 1. All right. That was that. He is going to be down, so nobody's going to attack him. And so I do gain another level, though. So I have to choose what I want to take. I think I'm going to take the sneak 3, actually. That seems pretty good for this right now. All right. He's not on fire or anything, so that's all his turn. All he has. All right. All right, so we're back over to Borden here. So she's got that guy there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sneak past and go into this space here. And I'm going to go ahead and attack there. So I'm going to get 2 bonus dice. So that was my free move. So now I have this. All right. I really don't want to take more sanity. Oh, I forgot to wait. So I have to take it at the end of the turn. He's going to boost us both up by 1 from his effect, so she gains another level. Okay, so I'm going to do that to sneak 3 times. All right, so now I'm going to roll for that. All right, so I'm good there. And I have to put this last token out as well. So it has to be in an adjacent space to... All right, so I'll put it up there. All right, that is going to be enough to finish him off. And I think she's going to go down after this too. So that takes care of level 3. All right, level 4, let's see what happens here. When revealed, move Cthulhu to this starting space. Each investigator must discard all items and companion cards they have. They may take 1 wound for each card they wish to keep. All right. So I'm going to take a wound to keep the dog. Go ahead and drop the extinguisher. I will take 2 wounds with Ahmed to keep both of these, because those are both pretty good right now. All right. All right, final stage. Okay. All right, that was her first action. I think I took care of that last turn. All right, which I'm going to gain right back here anyways, because she's gonna move. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can sneak past 3 people, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That gets me in here with him. In my last action, I might as well attack him. So I'm going to get 3 bonus dice plus that. I have 1 stress to take. All right, let's see what happens here. He's by himself, so it's could be a big hit if I do well. All right. I'm going to spend 1 stress to roll that again. And the star, so it's not going to help with anything. All right, so I'm going to do 4 damage there. Plus 5 additional there. So that's 9 damage to him. And then I take a sanity, so I'm going to gain another level, which doesn't matter at this point because I'm going to die with her anyways. So yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. All right. That's all I can do. All right, so then it moves into the Mythos step. Chaos in the labs. Move the Elder one and each monster 1 space towards an undestroyed lab. Closest to each of them. So he's going to come out. They're going to go down because that's an undestroyed lab. And each monster. Okay, so these guys aren't going to move because they're not monsters. All right, so he's going to move down 1. He'll move out here. So I'm going to cultist each damaged lab and then remove 1 wound from each lab in a space with a cultist. All right, so there's no cultists there to handle any of that, so that's all right. All right, that is the end of that part of it. So then we're into Investigator Fight. So she actually isn't going to get attacked by him, which doesn't really matter. And then end of turn effects. So she gets to heal a sanity. She has a fire damage, which, yeah, it doesn't matter because she's going to take it from him anyway, so does not matter. All right, then we have, this is going to advance 1, which is going to trigger his effects. So we summon a cultist in each really space, so just stick him down here. Move the star spawn 1 space towards you. So he comes back upstairs, so that worked out really nice that he moved away. Otherwise he would have been in my space. And then each turn, I'm out of those tokens. All right, so then he's going to suffer 1 from that effect. And then if you need to place a relay token on the board and cannot, each investigator loses 2 sanity. So then he's down there on that. So I am running out of time. All right, so I do gain another level though. And so I'll do that one. All right, I advance that. So I just need to do 3 damage to Cthulhu. All right, so we're into Ahmed's turn. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by using the whiskey bottle. This is going to discard this card to heal all of your stress and discard all your guilty conscience cards. I don't have any guilty conscience cards. So that is the first thing. Second, I'm going to go ahead and do my first action is a move action. Well, I have to spend a stress to stand up. Then I'm going to do a move action. So first off, I take a fire because I'm moving out of the space with fire. I can sneak past 3 enemies. So there's 1, and there's 2, 3. And that's my first move, second move, and third. All right, so now I'm in Cthulhu's space. I have 2 actions remaining. If I can pull this off. All right, so I get 3 dice for that. 1, 2, 3, and 3 green. All right, come on, Ahmed. I just need 3 damage. Get some stars here, and this will be all over. All right, and I got it. There's 3, and that's all I needed, and no more damage or anything. So that will finish off Cthulhu. Wow. Let's see if I take fire damage. I take chaos. Well, I can reroll that. There we go. So I took fire damage. Just to clean that out. Well, it couldn't have gotten any closer. I was down to my last sanity, which would have been it. So if I wouldn't have been able to take him out in this situation, I would have lost the 1 sanity for his level 3, and then I would have lost my last sanity because of level 4. So it was do or die. I had 1 action remaining after this. If I wouldn't have been able to pull it off, that would have been it. So I hope you found this exciting and interesting. Let me know in the comments down below if I made any mistakes or if you noticed anything else. And if you want any other videos around this, I already did the teaching video, and you can find that in the description. I'll have links to it as well. So let me know again, and we'll start a conversation. And until next time, I'll see you later.